Hey guys, my name is Christian. Hopefully you are all doing well. Today I thought that we'd do kind of an initial impression video of the new tuning plugin from Slate Digital, the MetaTune plugin, and compare that to the industry standard Autotune. So I've set up a session here with the two tracks. We're going to go back and forth between the Meta plugin and Autotune and just simply see how they compare. So let's jump into Pro Tools and let's get started. Alright, so here we have the plugins, and if you have used tuning plugins before, it's pretty straightforward. You got the scales down here to the left, you got chromatic mode, you got speed, which decides on how fast the tuning plugin will attack the note. You got the amount, which means how much tuning you will apply to the vocals. Sustain is a new feature for the Slate plugin, and it seems to be some individual algorithm that will change how it will attack the pitching of a longer note. So play around with that to see how it works for you and your own project. And then you have a new feature here, which is a doubler, which might be a nice addition to just add some depth and width to the vocals. So very straightforward. I should mention that it doesn't have a graphical mode, which I think is a bummer when working with clients and perhaps singers that are not as good as you'd like. I think graphical mode is great to have full control over the situation. And although I hate the layout of Autotune's graphical mode, I think it sounds the best. I know that's a hot debate, but I really like how Autotune handles glissandos. I think that is the key to make a more natural sounding tuned vocal. So it is what it is, but let's start with the comparison. So we are going to listen to the vocals going back and forth. First out is a more natural approach, and then I'll push the plugins a bit harder. So let's start from the top and see what we get. So take a look at me now. So take a look at me now. Oh, there's just an empty space. Oh, there's just an empty space. And there's nothing left here. And there's nothing left here to remind me. To remind me, just the memory of your face. Oh, take a look at me now. Just the memory of your face. Oh, take a look at me now. Alright, so very similar, but I do hear small differences. I'm going to show you an example here. If you just listen to the word me on the end of this phrase, you'll hear that MetaTune actually do a better job of pushing the note into its place. So let's listen here. To remind me, to remind me. So on the Autotune version, you can hear a slight dip at the end. But I've played around with this a bit, and I've realized that it seems like the MetaTune plugin is a bit faster than Autotune set at the same setting. So if we push Autotune a few milliseconds more here to around 40, let's listen again. To remind me, to remind me. So then they are more similar, but I definitely think that MetaTune is doing a great job. And let's move forward to a more pushed version here, faster attack time, more pitch amount. So let's start from the top again. So take a look at me now. So take a look at me now. Oh, there's just an empty space. Oh, there's just an empty space. And there's nothing left here. And there's nothing left here to remind me. To remind me, just the memory of your face. Oh, take a look at me now. Just the memory of your face. Oh, take a look at me now. So none of them is doing a particularly good job. I think they live somewhere in between here. You know, it's not a robotic sound, it's just a weird tuned sound. So here is where the graphical mode would work better. If you have a client or a project that you'd want to have a super tuned sound but not a robotic sound, the graphical mode will definitely give you more control over the situation, because then you can tune the vocals very hard and avoid those wobbling notes that appeared here and there on these tracks. So this is really it for today's episode. I just wanted to do a quick initial impression of the new plugin here, and I definitely think that it does a great job if you are after a more natural approach. I know Slate did a demo where they pushed the vocals super hard. That's not really my thing. I do think that it's a great addition if you are on the Slate subscription plan. I would not personally invest in the plugin if I already owned, say, Autotune or Melodyne. But yeah, if you get it for free, then definitely check it out. And if you like this kind of content, hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you guys around.